Hi, I'm Eric. I found my phone and welcome to another video. Today we are listening to Vulnicura by Björk. I believe this is her 8th studio album and it was released in 2015. So we're jumping from our last Björk reaction, which was Vespertine. And I'm very excited to see how she lives on this album, like it's over a decade later. So I'm just really curious because like Vespertine was awesome and Homogenic was probably my preferred one. And I've also listened to like Post, but like I haven't really gotten into some of her newer stuff and I really want to know where Björk is at in the 2010s and, you know, hopefully when she releases, ideally in the 2020s, like I'd love to know what's been going on with her. As always, please let me know your thoughts down below about this project because like I really want to know. So if you already have some thoughts you want to get off your chest before we get into the reaction, type them down below. Thank you for requesting this reaction and let's get into it. Track number 1 is Stonemilker, and I realize that most of these songs are really long. There's only 9 of them, but they're very long. This is almost an hour long like album, so I'm buckling in. Ooh, orchestral. Find our mutual coordinates. Ooh, I like the beats coming in here. They're fun. Ooh, I like how the production kind of makes it feel like we're speeding up even though it's still a pretty slow song. Who has shut down the chances? Oh, she really has shifted how like she's singing in the production. I have emotional needs. Oh. I wish to synchronize our feelings. Shut up. I like how it shifts here. It's like subtle, but it is like a strong feeling. And we're just having an orchestral solo for a minute, but now she's back in. Finding our mutual coordinates again. Oh, these strings are really just beautiful. Very Björk feeling. So it was Stonemilker, and a beautiful way to start the project. Like, definitely very Björk-esque, like the orchestra, to like her slow delivery, to her, you know, distinct voice when she sings, and just like her messaging is like, it's kind of heartbreaking because lyrically it's about like her divorce, and I think that's mainly what the whole album is roughly about, is like, you know, like the separation and like divorce. And apparently like this was written like 9 more months before like they actually like fully broke up, and it was just like her feeling like, wow, I really just can't get my emotional needs out of you. Like you're not showing me emotional respect. And it's like trying to milk a stone, which is just like impossible. There's no milk in stones. And like, yeah, like it's a really touching song. It's definitely like something I gotta sit with because it is a long song. So like I wasn't really prepared for it because it's the first track, but like it's a very like touching song. It's definitely while she's still in the relationship, because like she's like, I'm trying to find like our mutual coordinates, like the parts where we still like align and like can come together and feel united. And like for now, like she's not feeling it that much, and she's hoping, and she's, you know, like, I wish for us to synchronize, and I wish for us to come together and like, you know, be vulnerable with each other. And like it's just not really what he's doing. I'm gonna use he because a lot of these songs seem like they're gonna be in reference to, I believe it was her husband at the time, at least her partner at the time, who uses he, him, his. So I'm going to mainly probably be using that to describe her partner. But it definitely is a wow, like she put her heart and soul into that. And if the other 8 tracks are anything like that, like this is gonna be like an album that's gonna make me think a lot. Track number 2 is Lionsong. Acapella Björk? Okay. I'm not too bothered somehow. Okay, bring back those micro beats. Maybe he will come out of this. This wildland does not fit in this chair. Once it was simple. These feelings have gotten much more complex. Ooh, I like this increased production they've added here. Maybe he will come out of this. Maybe he won't. Ooh. Her not too bothered means she's, losing faith in the relationship. It's a sign of maturity. She's grown. Oh, that feels like a little bit of Arca influence there. Okay, kick one. I like this cool break where it's this cool production and then just her voice going oh and ooh. Ooh, that was really cool. You will feel like solitary. I would just like to know. She wants that certainty, that clarity. Oh, wow. So that was Lionsong, and that was a beautiful song. I think I might have vibed with it a little more than Stonemilker. I don't know. I think it was just that I could hear more of her vocals and understand them in real time, which was nice. And sonically, it was cool hearing her voice. I think Björk has such a pretty voice and such a distinct voice that only Björk can create Björk work. And I think it's really interesting. She's continuing this message. I think this is later on in the path towards their breakup, but still before. And she's maybe he'll come out of this loving me. Maybe he'll just come out of this. Maybe he won't. There's so much uncertainty. It's all these maybes, possibly maybe. And yeah. So she is not really bothered about what the outcome is. She would just like to know what that outcome is. And one lyric I said was, I said this wild land can't fit in the chair. And I was right about the chair, but it's a wild lion, which makes more sense to have an animal rather than land. So that was really interesting because she's comparing her lover to a lion that can't be, tamed into a chair. She cannot control her partner, which is, healthy to say, you can't control each other. That's not how that works. And she's I'm not gonna be taming any animal. And that means she's really just through trying to force it. Before she was trying to milk the stone, and now she's nope, you have to figure it out on your own. And I'll be here maybe, but you saying nothing to me and you not making up your mind about how you feel and living in this complexity, I demand no clarity. So I would just like to know. And yeah, I really vibe with that message because I've been in situations with other people where they have not given me such clarity, and I'm always give me so much clarity. I think I tend to be the person who gives more clarity than needed. I overcompensate on that, but a lot of the people that I've dealt with that I don't thinking about regularly are those types of people that really just don't want to clarify anything or simplify anything. And it's frustrating. So I definitely get where Björk's at. It's a really lovely song, a message I definitely can still connect with, even though I haven't been with a partner nearly as long as Björk was. And So it's definitely not something like I personally relate to on that front, but like it's definitely something that I feel like the message feels very connected to me. Track number 3 is History of Touches, and it's only 3 minutes, so let's get excited for that. Ooh, it's a really pretty intro. I wake you up in the middle of the night. I woke you up to stroke your skin and tell you I love you. I can feel all of you at the same moment. This also feels very Arca-esque. I know Arca did work on Lionsong and probably some other parts of the album. You feel it's our last time together? Oh, she's thinking about all the times they've touched each other? Every single... It's in a wondrous time lapse. It's a history of touches. Well, the way she said wake you up felt like it was coming out of a dream. Oh, and now it's just beautifully fading out. So that was History Touches, and that was a beautiful song. Sonically, it's Arca. So it's gonna be like this cool experimentalness. I think it's really cool that we're like getting to see how Arca works as like a producer for other artists. And like, yeah, like here it's beautiful. Like Arca also did like work on Lionsong as well, so I was right on that. And like that was just so pretty. History Touches, I like it for not only its succinct length, but also like it's such a cool message about like, you know, as your time together and your relationship seems to dwindle, like you're remembering all the moments that you were together, like how much you loved them, how much you loved them, like every single time you were intimate, every single touch of all kinds, like. And it seems like she's again still trying to hold on to their relationship, but it seems like he's kind of like just pushing her away. And like it's a beautiful song. I really like it. I think I like that atmospheric, like almost out of this world like feeling of the sound. And so yeah, I really vibed with this song. I also appreciate that it was on the shorter side just so I could like, you know, like think about it. Like I feel like some long songs like work really well, but I feel like having like a high amount of long songs can sometimes, you know, get in the way of like actually getting the message that you want, unless it's like really like a whole longer composition that you've broken into chunks. Like I can see that, but like, yeah, it was nice to really just vibe to the song. It was really beautiful. There's a lot of different cool sounds, a lot of really interesting lyrics, and yeah, I'm very excited to listen to this one again. Track number 4 is Black Lake, and it's 10 minutes long. Again, very symphony feeling, like orchestra. My Shield Is Gone. She definitely gives us a lot of sonic pauses. Ooh, that feels like almost like a heartbeat. Ooh, yeah, definitely getting those micro beats that we got on Vespertine again. I am bored. Oh, you're bored of the apocalyptic obsessions. Ooh, we have a fast beat right now. It's so interesting because the orchestra still feels like pretty slow, but like it's fast beat. Ooh, I really like that. Ooh, now this is a bop now. Okay. I'm very much vibing right now. Oh, I thought we were gonna have a cool drop. That's unfortunate. Oh, we just went to silence for a second. I'm almost getting like the atmospheric Sophie vibes. Oh, it's pretty like quiet right now. Okay, we're back into this cool microbeat fun stuff. Okay, viewer. Ooh, I like how fast these beats are, they're fun. Oh, this feels almost like a, I don't know, like an alarm? Yeah, tornado drill vibes. Oh, that's a cool sound. Oh, quiet, like, orchestra moment to like close out this long song. So that was Black Lake, and wow, 10 minutes. But we made it through. And it was a beautiful song. I really liked it, especially the part that's like fast. Like, that's a fun time. That was very Arca, Sophie. Like, that style of deconstructed and like work that we had also kind of seen on Vespertine a little bit itself. Like, it was just a beautiful like song altogether. But like, especially those are the parts that really kept me going. And like, there's like a lot of like the string arrangements and stuff like that, and there's a lot of pauses between like her saying a lot. I think there's more instrumentation than there is actually vocals, like times where it's just the instruments rather than just the vocals. And apparently Björk said that the reason why it's such a long song and why there's so many pauses or freezes is because like you're trying to figure out the right words to say, but when you're so emotionally like overwhelmed and overstimulated, like it's really hard for you to find the right words. And this song also represents a sort of turning point because this one apparently the subtitle is 2 months after, so it's the first song on the record that happens after the breakup has happened. So she's thinking about the breakup retrospectively rather than like ahead of time. And I think that's really like interesting to hear that. Like, it definitely is a song that like I probably won't listen to all that much. Like, it's a song I like, but like, am I going to play it immediately? Like, probably not, just because of its length. And I think like if it was like, you know, boiled down to like a 4-minute song or even a 5-minute song, like I probably would listen to it more. But that's like okay. Like, I get the reason for it, I get the artistry for it. But like, I think it would be cool to have, I don't know, like an edited version. Maybe there is an edited version that is like shorter, just for like, you know, like listening to our own purposes. Like, I don't know about you, I'm not a person who's like, I want to listen to a 10-minute song like right now. Like, it just doesn't normally happen. And like, that's not like a diss to Björk or anything. Like, I do like the song. I think it's really beautifully written and composed, but it's like probably not going to be the song that I ultimately like gravitate towards most on this record. There's like a lot of different lyrics on it. I mean, it's a 10-minute song, so like there were a lot of lyrics on it. But in general, it's just about like the like thinking about the breakup. Like, did she love him too much? What am I supposed to do? Because like I had emotions and like part of me was in you and like all that. And like, you know, there's a lot of questions that I feel like would make sense to ask during a breakup, and like a lot of different thoughts, and they're really beautiful. I definitely just don't want to like discount them, so I'm gonna let y'all look them up on your own if you have more like questions and like want to know more, just because I don't want to butcher it. Track number 5 is Family. Oh, that hit suddenly. Oh, this is like dramatic, like movie soundtrack vibes. Finding a place where you can pay respects for the death of my family. I feel like this will sound better in headphones. It feels like there's stuff that would come from each like earphone. I'm really confused, and I feel like I'm starting to dissociate. Father, mother, child. I'm really confused about what's all going on. Oh, this is like another movement in the song? Oh. Some sounds that come from the first half seem like they're infiltrating the second half. Ooh, that was a really like high note to belt out. I raise a monument of love. There's a swarm of sound. It will relieve us from the pain. Cure for wounds, Vulnicura. We're going through some slow synths and orchestra right now. Oh wow, so it really is just a really slow fade out. So that was Family, and that was a beautiful song. Like, it definitely was a song that after Black Lake's 10-minute run, and then Family was like, I'm gonna still try to do an 8-minute thing. Like, oh, it like, it wore me out a little bit. But like, it was a beautiful song. Like, I did vibe with it, and like, I feel like without that like really long outro at the end, like, it might have been something that was like clearer for me to like enjoy. But I did really like enjoy it. Like, it's a pretty cool song. Like, sonically has like a lot of cool flourishes that we're expecting from Björk now for the rest of the album, as well as like on previous albums that we've heard from her. And like, lyrically is also a really interesting message. Like, I didn't realize that Björk had a kid. I thought she might, but I couldn't like really recall. So therefore she's singing here about like how like now that they're divorced, like there's not like that family anymore. Like, the family has like been severed, because normally in a, you know, a family, like as within a one-child family, I'll say for simplicity's sake, because that's what is related here. Like, there's the two parents and then the child, and like normally there's like a triangle of love, and she's saying that triangle has like passed on, because even though like she has a good relationship with the daughter, like, and he has a good relationship with the daughter, they don't have a good relationship with each other, and so therefore there's not that love that goes in all three directions, and like, that's sad. And so she's trying to figure out a place to mourn her respects and build that monument of love, so that the child, I think Isadora is her name, like still knows that she's loved and cared for. And like, that's so deep. Like, that's not a situation I would want to be in by any means. Like having to like, you know, have, you know, someone you helped bring into this world, like have to deal with those like consequences and like those emotions that accompany that. Like, I don't want to push that onto someone, especially someone who has like no ability to like, you know, they don't have like the ability to say, no, I don't want this on me, you know. Like, it's very interesting, and like, it's kind of like existential. It makes you think a lot, but I knew that was going to happen going into this project, so I'm not like that caught off guard. But it is a beautiful song. I think it's a really interesting message. Definitely, like, I feel like it could have been shortened, but like, you know, like, it's Björk's vision, and I'm not going to tell her anything different. Track number 6 is Notget, but it's one word. Ooh, this is much brighter. Once you fell out of love. I didn't even notice for a while. This feels kind of haunting a little bit and ominous. We are immortal. Oh, the background, those fast beats have come back. It's my chance to heal me. We're speeding up. Are we gonna like actually drop at some point? Oh, that's an interesting sound right there. The doom doom doom. Oh, that was cool. Just going back into like her vibe, but from that past vibe. Not get what? Your spirit enter me after our love? Oh, I feel like the production has increased. It's giving me almost like Pluto vibes from Homogenic. This is so quirky. This is very Arca, Sophie, all that. Oh, the way she's saying death. So that was Notget, and that was a really interesting song. Sonically, it got me like engaged. Like I didn't like dissociate much at all. Like there was just like a lot that was going on. Like, and it was a cool amount of things. Like I like how a lot of the beats are also similar to like her emotional state. Like when the tempo speeds up, it seems like she's, dealing with more emotions. And this like is nearly a year, I think, after the breakup. So like she's still going through it, but like it's definitely like, she's like a little bit more distant than like Black Lake. And so it's really interesting to hear like again similar message themes of like, oh, like I like loved you so much and you had fallen out of love and I didn't even recognize it, because like love was like my shield from like, the horrors of the world. And so like love I put, so much faith in, and like your love, and then when I realized you were out of it, like she was devastated. And she's also still thinking about the future. Like we have to still like give her like the daughter like love. And it's very interesting. Like there's like some bitterness in it. There like the death, like because it's like it seems like he's the one who technically ended the relationship. So like she's thinking about like, oh, this is a horrible thing that you pretty much brought on to us, because like it seems like she still loved him. And like yeah, there's a lot of different things in it. Like the not get is like the love that she's not getting, and so like she definitely has some like bitterness here. She's out of like the original agony, but there's still traces of it still. I don't want to say she's out of it actually, but like she's not just drowning in all her feelings. She's really like starting to come, I don't know if coming to terms, but like she's starting to have additional feelings. It's not just like one thing, and she's definitely saying a lot more on like this song versus like Family or Black Lake in terms of like actual amount of words said. I think it's cool. Like it's definitely a song I can visualize myself listening to again like regularly, because it's like it's only 6 minutes, which is nice and a little more compact relative on this album, and like it's cool. It definitely held my attention. It was really like well done. Track number 7 is Adam Dance, the last 8-minute song on the album. Ooh, string plucking. Okay, we're building in some percussion into it. I've been fine-tuning my soul. I propose an autumn dance, or Adam dance. Oh, I think this is in 3/4, so it's like a waltz. Actually, it might be in 5/4. I don't know. Enter the pain and dance with me. We are each other's something. I still can't tell what it is. Oh, there's different layers now. I cannot understand it all. Oh, something's happening. It's shifting? What? This doesn't sound like Björk at all. Oh, this production has escalated, and it sounds really cool. Ooh. I like how it's ground. I think they're harmonizing with each other. I don't think I've ever heard Björk sing with another artist at the same time before. This feels a little like the I love him, or she loves him, or like that part that was recurring. Can't recall which song that was in Björk's. Ooh, pretty orchestra. Again, like she's definitely keeping that theme. Okay, I can't hear what either of them are saying. So that was Adam Dance, and that was a pretty song. Like, wow, it was a song that made you want to dance. Like, not like in a, like club type of vibe, but just like a slow, kind of like waltzy type vibe. Like it is in 5/4. I was correct the second time. It's not in 3/4, which would have been more like waltzy, but like 5 more like the cycles, which is like, definitely very Icelandic, very natural, environmentally feeling, and I think ties to this sense of like the atoms in the universe and So I thought that was really cool. Sonically also, like, it's really like good. Like it makes you want to move. Like it has a lot of cool percussion. Like I was really interested because like this is the first song I've heard in which Björk is singing alongside another artist. Like I've heard like afterwards on Kick 1, but that like song has Arca and Björk singing at like very distinct times. I don't think they overlap at all. I haven't listened to it in a while. But like yeah, I don't think they have like any times where they like are overlapping each other. But I think it's really interesting because I think it ties really nicely into the song's message. Like the Atom Dance is inspired by like how like even though certain atoms can be separate from each other, like they can like influence each other, and she's connecting that to like her friends, like her lovers, like people in her life, because even though they're apart, like they still influence each other, they still affect each other. I think that's especially true with like the internet today, but like even still like the impact of like meeting someone for the first time may have, you know, completely changed your course of path in life. And so like still the things that we're doing like 10 years later like might have been inspired by something that like happened when you were together. And I think that's such a really cool message. Like that's so interesting, and I don't know, it makes you feel like not alone. It makes it feel like you have consequences, like that your life matters and all that. And so I thought it was really cool that like this has a featured artist, because it's like no one is a lover alone. No one like, you know, is completely outside of society and outside of the universe. Like we're all part of it and intermingling. And she's calling for us when you could feel so lonely in this time of like, you know, post breakup. Like she's like, no, I'm gonna dance through the pain, and I'm also just going to allow all our particles to unite and like feel like together. And I don't know, that's like, as I even keep talking, like I just love that message. It's really good. And like I really like that. I think I like the message more than the sonic quality of it itself. It's still a longer song, but I think I could get really into it like the more I listen to the song and the more I know the lyrics, because like I feel like then I would unite more with the song too. Also wanted to shout out Anoni, because I didn't say that at the beginning because it's not credited on Spotify, but thank you for the lovely feature. Track number 8 is Mouth Mantra. Ooh. Orchestra again. Ooh. This still does feel like Out of This World, very spacey. Oh, this feels like Rikiki off Kick 1. Oh, I definitely can't decipher lyrics here, but the sonics are really cool. I was not alone. Ooh, some cool things are going on. Oh, it's like having those more of those hits, like right there. It implodes. That noise, like, sounds like a pew pew of like when you shoot like aliens in like one of those theme park games. Or maybe like playing Galaga, maybe. Could you come home? Is that what she said? Oh wow, that was a way to outro. So that was Mouth Mantra, and that was a really interesting song. Like sonically, it was really beautiful. It was so cool, like definitely out of this world, very spacey, very Arca. Like it sounds really pretty. Like I enjoy it. Like it definitely is, because we're nearing the end of the album, and because I've tried my best to keep up my endurance on long songs, but it definitely, like, you know, it's still a 6-minute song. So like I think the song was engaging, but I think I'm just like tired. And so like I enjoyed the song and the sonic element, like it was good, but like definitely didn't leave as strong of an impression on me on my first listen. Lyrically, it is a really interesting song because it's not really as much about like the lover, like a little bit, but more so the song is about like her going through vocal surgery and not being able to like sing for, I don't remember for how long, like a few weeks, maybe a couple of months, and she had to like cancel tour dates because she wasn't allowed to sing because like damaging or vocal rest. Like I don't know the exact situation. I wasn't paying attention to Björk at the time, but like, you know, it was like, you know, something that like made her feel detached because like she wasn't able to sing. That's like her passion. Music is how she gets through life. So not being able to sing like her songs to people or to sing for herself, like it was hard. And so like definitely like a song that, you know, resonates with me just in terms of like, you know, going through like these medical things and you're like, I don't know if I'm gonna make it to the other side, or you becoming unlinked from where you want to be. And like I like how she also metaphorically ties it to their relationship, so it still feels like connected to the album, because like in a relationship, if you're not feeling heard, like it's almost like you're not allowed to speak because like the lover's not going to listen to you. And that was such an interesting tie. And she also connects like in a relationship to like with like surgery and stuff like that, and how like her relationship left a scar, and she's asking like the surgeons, hey, could you like remove this scar? And short answer is no, because it's not a physical thing anyway, but also scars are really hard to remove, I feel like, unless like certain surgeries are done. But like, yeah, like I thought it was a really cool message. It was a really cool thing to explore. And I like that she, you know, even though she wasn't able to sing during that time, like she was able to learn from that experience, grow from that experience, and, you know, capture that moment in song like so beautifully. Track number 9, last track on this album, Quicksand. Oh, we're fast and we're funky. Oh, this is fun. This is catchy. This production is way too loud for any Björk's vocals to be heard. I'm whole and broken. Ooh, that was a cool noise. I think I'm getting a little bit of like Heavy Dirty Soul from 21 Pilots' Blurry Face. When she's broken, she's whole. I'm going down with her. Ha ha. We're siblings of the sun. You take away our future. Ooh. Ooh, that's really pretty. Oh wait, that's the end. So that was Quicksand, and that was a way to end the album. Like, I guess I got too enduring because I was like so like shook by like it cutting off at the end. I mean, it did cut off pretty suddenly, but like this song is beautiful. I love it sonically. It's fun. It's fast. Like it's. I mean, I guess it's quick. It's quick like Quicksand. But like sonically, it's just really pretty. Like it's really fun. It definitely drives you, keeps you engaged. Like it felt bright. It definitely felt like a different color to me. Like it felt like the yellow color at the bottom of the album cover. Like that's the color I saw like while listening to this project. Like this song in particular, not the entire project. Like most of the project I felt like emulated more of the grays of like Vespertine. But like this song in particular, I was like, yes, it feels very bright, which is nice because it ends on a positive note. The song was inspired by her mom's like heart attack, I think it was, that like left her in a coma for a few days. She's good now, at least at the time of 2015 when it was written. Hopefully she's still good now. But like, you know, she learned a lot from that experience. Like her mom, and I'm sure Björk herself did. Like she's like connecting the pain that her mother had as well as the pain that she personally had, like through her heartbreak, as well as like, you know, she also had a medical condition of the vocal rest, and I'm sure she's had other like big life experiences as well. And I really like how we come full circle, like showing her mother respect, that emotional respect that Björk is begging for on Stonemilker. And then also like talking about like her mom's Black Lake and how like this is definitely a much more universal thing, something that we can tie to the universe, where we can all dance out of all our atoms dance. And so like it's really connected to the rest of the album, which is good because I think otherwise like sonically, like yeah, is it produced by some similar people? Yes. And like, yeah, does it have like that similar vibe? Like, yeah. But like, I like that about Björk is that she really does tie her albums nicely together. And like, yeah, I just really appreciate that from her. Like, this is probably going to be one of my favorites just because, first of all, it's one I can listen to much more easily, but it's also like really cool. Like, I think it's just like a strong instrumental. It's strong sonically, song lyrically. Like, it's just a good time. With that said, we have finished this album, and I have to say, this felt like a really long project. I think it's just because, like, instead of breaking up, like, 12 to 15 songs into, like, something that resembles an hour, you have, like, only 9. So, like, if you're not vibing at a certain point, like, it's kind of harder to hang on because you don't know if it's going to end in, like, 3 minutes. Like, you also don't know if the song's going to transform over time. Like, Black Lake, like, the first part is, like, not something I necessarily vibe to as much. Like, it's chill, but it's like very like calm. But then it gets into that cool part that's probably one of my favorite instrumentals on the entire album. And so I'm like, what do I do with this song? Like, am I supposed to like have it play and then like cut to it? Like, it's definitely not something that's easy to do. Like, I feel like this project is definitely something that like you have to be in a very specific mood, and I feel like you play it all the way through. Like, with the exception of a couple of songs that are like 4 minutes or under, like, I feel like it will be difficult to listen to the song on its own if I'm not just like listening to a bunch of songs that I like. Like, I don't think I'm going to play a ton of these just by themselves. Just because like you have to be in the right mindset for it. And I don't know if I'm always ready for a 10-minute song or an 8-minute song or a 6-minute song. Like, and that's not a diss to Björk. It's like definitely like the choice that she made for this record, but it's definitely not the style I would prefer to be. This notion also comes at a time in which I am regularly listening to a lot of shorter songs lately. Like, I think when I started like this channel, I was definitely more of like yes, let's go 4-minute, 5-minute, like that's a good time. But like, especially with like Mitski, I've been getting into a lot of Mitski. And so like all of that's like, oh, that's like short as heck. And so, and I think also just modern pop is getting a lot shorter as well. So like, with this, it's like I'm just not like equipped. I don't have the tools right at my disposal to be like, yes, I'm ready for like a long album with long songs on it. So like, I think that's something I just need to be in the mood for when I listen to this project more regularly in the future. I also think this feels like the least Björk album I've listened to from Björk. Like, Homogenic and Vespertine felt very distinctly like Björk's fingerprints were all over it. Whereas like this one, in terms of like lyrics, like it's very Björk. Like, don't get me wrong on that. And like the length of the songs is also like probably pretty Björk. But like, this is very much an Arca album. Like, I don't even know if Arca did the work for all the songs, but like Arca did most of it. And like, well, I appreciate all the work that she did. Like, it is something that's like, wow, this doesn't necessarily feel like a Björk record, like in the same way. Because I feel like Homogenic and Vespertine definitely have much more, I don't know, I don't want to say creative control, because Björk definitely has creative control over her work. Like, she definitely enlisted these people that she specifically wanted. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't know, it definitely feels like a predecessor to like Arca's self-titled and Kick One, rather than like, oh, this is Björk's next album. I think like, I mean, I guess it's evolved over time. Like, Björk's the most recent album I had heard prior to that had been released like 10, 15 years before this album. And so like, like she's evolved, and just like, she has the connections to, have these different producers and do what she wants. But like, I don't know, it feels less like simple. I think what I liked about Björk is also like some of the simpleness in it. And like, I feel like while I do like these complex sounds as well, it just doesn't feel like the same artist, which is not a diss to Björk. Like, I enjoy it. It's not necessarily, I guess, what I was prepared to listen to. I also think that some of my favorite tracks on like Homogenic and Vespertine are the ones I can listen to by themselves and just like vibe to. Whereas like, again, like this project I feel like it's meant to be an album. You turn it on, you let it play, and you vibe. And So it's definitely like a different type of listening experience than what I'm accustomed to, especially on previous Björk projects. That said, I am really excited to listen to this project again when I turn off the camera and like listen to it while editing, because I feel like I will gain much more appreciation when I can hear them in more isolated scenarios rather than like, you know, trying to cram it into one whole like, you know, filming process. I'm really excited to see what she does next. I know she has Utopia. I know there's also albums in between Vespertine and Vulnicura that could probably fill in some gaps for me. So like I'm hopeful to do those in the future. If you all are interested, let me know. With that said, here are some of my favorites. So the top tier, the songs that I love, the songs that stand out, the ones that I'm going to be playing over and over, the ones I'm going to be drawn to. Songs in the middle are songs I like. I'm going to add them to my playlist, but they might not be the top of the top. And then songs at the bottom are just not really my thing. Doesn't mean they're a bad song. Doesn't mean they can't be your favorite song. Just means it might not be made for me, which is totally okay. We can have different opinions. Björk does not write for Eric. That's okay. If you like this video, please like it, please comment down below. Just like me to react or listen to you next. Please subscribe to my channel if you're not already and you'd like to be. And thanks for watching. This is TurtleStormer. Catch you later.
It's storming turtles from out of the sky. Turtles don't need to know why. Just smile big, open your eyes. It's storming turtles, it's storming turtles from out of the sky. Turtles don't need to know why. Just smile big.